Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Um, so this is gonna be a video where I kind of just vent to you guys, and um, I'm gonna be talking about some personal stuff. And if there's really long pauses in between me saying stuff, it's just me thinking. So just bear with me because I don't feel like I'm the most well-spoken person. So sometimes I just really try hard to think about what I say. So that way, I feel like it comes out the right way. But basically, I have been contemplating either taking a long break until I can find some sort of way to have a more consistent schedule, or I've just been contemplating just completely and entirely stepping away from Warzone and from content here on YouTube and playing in tournaments. And it's not something that I want to do, but it just the thing is, guys, is with the way that my life is, with me having kids, having a fiance, having a job, it's just not realistic, obviously. And this isn't something I don't have the expectation for me to sit here and play the game 8 hours a day. I know that's not realistic. But lately, even just playing a couple hours a day has been hard. And the thing about the Warzone scene, the Warzone community, is it's a very cutthroat community, and nobody cares about anything. Like, when they look at a player, other like good players, they don't care about anything else, like besides like what you can bring to the table. And then when they look at a player, they don't think about all the extra stuff that they might be going through. And like, I need to like think about what I say, because sometimes I have a tendency to like branch off into other things. But the Warzone scene is just so toxic, and I've had people just think I'm a joke because you know I'm a resurgence grinder and I'm not in the top 250, and it bothers me that I can't be in the top 250. And I know it's not really like an ego thing. Like, I know for a fact that if I could sit here and play the game 6 to 8 hours a day, every day, without beyond any reasonable doubt, I would. I know within my heart I would be a top 250 player. It's just like the other day, I'm not gonna say names, but I ran into somebody that I know, and if they see this video, they might know I'm talking about them. So if that's if they see it, whatever. But maybe I'm just reading into it too much. But this is somebody that I have a lot of respect for, and I think that they just think that I'm a joke because they killed my team, and then they're like, "Hey, do you know who that was?" And then they were like, "Oh, it's Nofate." And they started laughing. Like, I'm like, "Why are you laughing? Am I just a joke to you? Like, do you not know that I literally play like maybe 1/4 the amount of time that you do? And you guys, I don't even have a day logged on ranked yet. I have 22 hours, almost a day. And a lot of these guys already have 3, 4 days logged. And if I'm being honest, I don't know. I just needed to vent, talk to the camera. It just makes me really sad that I can't sit here and give it my all. And that's part of the reason why I want to take a break. like a mental health break until I can find a schedule to where I can at the very least consistently sit here and play at least 2 to 3 hours a day. And I have a couple friends that already hit top 250. They weren't able to stay there because a lot of my friends that I play with, they're all like employed gamers, and that's not me taking a shot at like people that I'm not saying that people aren't employed. I don't know what the situation is, but they definitely have a lot more availability than I do. And that's not anybody's fault, man. I know, you know, I can see somebody being like, it was your choice to have kids. It was your choice to get into a relationship. And I'm just going to be brutally honest with you guys. And this isn't, I don't know how to say it. I love my fiance with all my heart. She's literally like the most amazing woman I've ever met in my life. And I've had some really rough relationships. And the last one literally almost killed me without going into too much detail. But, I was a broken man, not even a man. I was a broken person, and she helped put the pieces back together. And she deserves the world. And I struggle. I'm not perfect. I've done dumb shit in my life, and I feel like I have a hard time providing that for her. Part of me feels like like she, I don't think she's wrong for feeling this way, but she's just not super into me playing the game every day. For valid reasons. We have kids together. She wants to spend time with me. It's all understandable. But what I want, just, you know, maybe I just need to stop. Maybe I just need to quit. I know what I want, but I also know that how is it going to be obtainable when I have all these things going on in my life? And I'm also with somebody that I completely adore, and she has completely valid reasons for not wanting me to be on the game every day. But like, if I'm being honest, I want to be on the game every day. And that's not me. Yeah, it's just, of course, I would like to. It's just what I'm passionate about. I've been on here. I've been on here doing this since I was 13, and I'm 25. I uploaded my first. Well, I started to want to get into it at 13. I didn't upload my first YouTube video until I was 14. I uploaded my very first YouTube video in 2013, and I'm 25. And if I could go back in time and do things differently, I definitely would have because, wow, I feel like I am a waste of talent because I definitely feel like I am good enough to play at the highest level. I feel like back then I was good enough to play at the highest level. It was just a matter of I was too afraid to try. And then I finally did, and I realized, wow, I actually, you know, I don't post clips of me killing other top streamers or players, but I've literally 1v3'd in custom tournaments. And, we didn't place well in these tournaments because I feel like part of the method to success in a custom tourney is playing with other really good players that have a lot of experience in a custom tourney. And I feel like I've only ever really played in two tournaments throughout all the custom tournaments I've ever played in. I feel like I've only ever really played in two where I was actually playing with people that had a lot of experience in customs. And the first ever custom tournament that I ever did, I actually won, and it was a little 1K tournament back in Rebirth. It was forever ago. But every other custom tournament that I did after that, there was big gaps in time in between custom tourney, and I was always playing with different people. And none of them were really that good, if I'm being honest. And, I'm not saying that, you could be the best player in the world, and this is just my own opinion, but you could be the best player in the world. And if you're playing with people that aren't around your skill level, it's going to be hard. There's some people that have 6, 7 KDs in ranked play. Guarantee you they would, not saying they would have complete trash stats, but I guarantee you those stats would not look as good if they were playing with, for the lack of a better word, lower skill players. And that's not me trying to sound shitty towards anybody. I am depressed. I have a lot on my mind. I just don't know what to do. I've been trying to find a balance for the last few years. I know that I suck as a content creator. I know that I'm not good at uploading. Like I've always been like a more raw person. I I never really wanted to be a content creator. I wanted to play at the highest level and play in tournaments. That's what I really wanted to do. And I guess like I just can't. How am I ever gonna be able to compete against all the best players in the world when I know within my heart that the potential for me to be where I want to be is there. I think that I am mechanically gifted, but I also feel myself slowing down. I'm 25 now. As we get older, we're mechanically inclined. Our reflexes slow down. That's why I wish that I would have made a move on things and got into competing in tournaments back when I was younger. I was just too afraid to. And then, surprisingly enough, my first few tournaments that I did, I actually did well in, and I was playing against my very first ever custom. I played against a former CDL pro, multiple actually. Maybe I mean people like to say that those little Twitter tourneys are just poverty tourneys. That's another thing, man. And I know this is a long video, but like there's so many egos. I guess I'm just not cut for it, man. Like as far as that goes, that's another reason why I've considered walking away because I just don't. Part of me, I've had this conversation with myself in my own head, thinking to myself like if I really want to have success, I literally have to become the most vicious version of myself and just be a dick because God, man, there's so many assholes in this scene that are just have these massive egos and they just think they're better than literally everyone. And that's not to say like they don't deserve to kind of have an ego, but I also believe in like I have a lot of respect for people that know they're good, but don't you know bloat about it. Is that even the right word? I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. And I toot my own horn. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I don't. Sometimes I cringe at myself for doing it, but I feel like there's some people that go a little bit over the top with it. Like I'm not gonna say a name, but there there is this one particular top player that always shits on resurgence grinders, and I just don't really appreciate the humbled by nothing attitude that a lot of people have. I might take a long break, guys. I'm obviously not in a good mental state. I think I'm gonna take a long break. I'm not entirely sure. It's hard for me to stay away, but I love this game. I might not, if I'm being brutally honest, I might not love the community, but I love this game. I've been playing this game since I was a young man, or a child, rather. And for as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to It might seem like a childish obsession to some, maybe even most of you, but I am genuinely sad that I can't sit here and play the game as much as I want to. And, I'm probably in the wrong for that. Because I do have I mean, it's not that I don't love my family, I do. I just wish I could find a balance when it's just so hard to. I can't tell you guys how many times I've gotten on the game, made plans to play with people. An hour into the session, I have to get off because something happens to where I have to go. I can never, like, with certainty, tell somebody that I'm definitely available for at least this amount of time. It's never guaranteed. I may have to go at any given moment. That's going to be the end of this, guys. I might not even upload this.